In this part of our number guess app project, we're going to write some code to display the feedback on the screen, and we're also going to declare the rest of the variables that we need to store different pieces of data for our app. Let's get started by going to line 33 in our code. Tap on that blank line right after where we added the padding. Go ahead and tap return to leave a blank line, and then let's type a comment. In this next section of code, we're going to have another vertical stack. So let's go ahead and add our comment. And then go ahead and tap return. And let's type vstack with a capital V and a capital S. When you see that pop up on your code snippets, you can go ahead and tap return. And then add a space. It's okay, don't panic about all those error messages. They will resolve themselves in a minute here. Go ahead and type an opening curly brace. Swift will give you a closing curly brace. And then go ahead and tap return to move that closing curly brace down. On line 36, let's go ahead and add another comment. So start with 2 backslashes. And this next section of code is going to show feedback on the screen. Tap return after you've typed that comment. And on line 37, type text with a capital T. We're going to have this text display on our screen. When you see that code snippet text pop up, go ahead and tap on return. And again, don't panic about the error messages. They will resolve themselves in a minute. Go ahead and type an opening parentheses. That's going to give you a closing parentheses. And inside of these parentheses, we're going to type what we want to be displayed on the screen. And what we want is feedback. So we're going to start typing feedback. Again, when we see feedback pop up on our code snippets, we can tap return. That will resolve our error messages. You may be wondering, why didn't I use quotation marks around feedback since I'm going to display some text on the screen? That's because we're not actually displaying the word feedback as a string or a word on the screen. Feedback here in our code actually refers all the way back up at the top of our code. In about line 13, feedback refers to one of our variables that's keeping track of or holding the value of feedback. So at the beginning of the game, it's enter your guess. Once our user starts making guesses, it might be too low, too high, or lucky guess, you got my number. Something like that maybe. So that's why we don't have quotation marks. Feedback is actually the name of our variable that's holding that value. So whatever the current value of feedback is, which will change throughout our app, that's what's going to display on the screen in this section of the screen. Okay, let's go ahead and tap behind the parentheses on line 37 and tap return. And let's add a comment on line 38. Our comment is that this next section of text is modifiers for text. So we're going to do some formatting. And we can go ahead and tap return at the end of line 38. And our modifiers in Swift start with a period. So we're going to type a period. And already Swift is suggesting we might want to modify the font since we were displaying text on the screen. So go ahead and tap return on that font code snippet. And then it's giving us the title size. Let's make it even a little bit bigger. So go ahead and type period and start typing large. That's going to give us large title in our code snippets. Go ahead and tap return to insert that into your code. And then let's tap behind line 39 and tap return. All right, let's also change maybe the color of the ink for that feedback on the screen. So again, start with a period, and we're going to start typing foreground style. And that's going to pop up on our code snippets. Once you see that, you can go ahead and tap on return. We want that option that says foreground style. inside the parentheses. Again, we'll probably see some error messages here. They'll all take care of themselves in a minute. Let's go ahead and tap where it says style, shape style, if it's not still highlighted. And let's change our foreground style to a color. So I'm going to type period and then blue. You can type whatever color you'd like. Once you see that color pop up on your code snippets, you can tap return to insert that code. That will resolve the error messages. And then if we open our app preview, we can see that now our feedback, which right now at the beginning of the game is enter your guess, is displayed on the screen there. Well, I actually already was using blue for my app name, so I think maybe I want a different color there on the screen. So I'm going to change that from being blue, and maybe I will make that purple. You can choose whatever color you would like. I'm going to have just a little bit different color for those two pieces of text. All right, that looks pretty good. Why don't we make that bold as well to make it stand out on the screen? So I'll close my app preview again. Let's tap behind line 40, tap return, and type a period, and then bold. And if you see bold pop up on your code snippets, you can tap on that and then tap return to insert that code. All right, now if I open my app preview, I can see that enter your guess is now a different color than my app name. I like the way that that looks. Again, you could have whatever color that you like, and you could have both of those, the app name and enter your guess, the same color if you like. Okay, that looks great. We will continue to work on what displays on the screen and how the user puts their number in a text field in our next part of the app project. Right now, let's close our app preview window and let's declare some more variables that we're going to use. So we have 3 more variables that we need to write our code. So let's scroll back up to the top of our code. And in this first section where we were declaring our variables, let's tap behind line 13 where we declared our last variable, feedback. Go ahead and tap return, and then tap return again to leave a blank line. And let's start our comment with 2 backslashes. And this next variable shows the number of guesses the user has made. Once we've typed that comment, go ahead and tap return. On line 16, let's declare this variable. So we're going to start with the @ sign and then state with a capital S. Once that code snippet pops up, you can go ahead and tap return and put a space. We're going to make this a private variable. So type private var. Again, you can tap return when that code snippet pops up. Go ahead and put a space. Your error messages will resolve themselves in a minute here, so don't panic. We're going to name this variable guess count since it's keeping track of guesses. So guess with a lowercase g and then count with a capital C. Writing that in camel case, we'll squish it all together. And we'll put another space, and then we'll type our assignment operator or the equal sign. And here the equal sign means we're assigning the value or setting the value of guess count to what we're going to type on the right side. And at the beginning of the game, no one has made any guesses, so the value for guess count is going to be 0 at the beginning of the game. That will take care of the error messages. And again, we're making this a state variable because it will be affecting what shows on the screen, and we want Swift to be able to manage that data for us. And it's a private variable because, again, we're going to use it in this part of our app, but we're not going to allow it to be used everywhere. Go ahead and tap return at the end of line 16 and tap return again to leave a blank line. All right, on line 18, let's write a comment. So start with your 2 backslashes. This next variable that we're going to declare keeps track of whether or not our game is over. So let's type a comment, keeps track of whether game is over or not. So we want to know if the game's over, maybe because our user has used up the number of guesses we're allowing, and they didn't guess our number. So we're going to say game over. Or maybe the user guessed our number. They got it right. Lucky guess. And the game is over. So we need to keep track of whether or not they have used all the guesses or they got our number, or do we let them keep guessing if the game is still active. All right, go ahead and tap return at the end of line 18. And on line 19, let's declare this variable. So again, we're going to start with the @ sign and then state with a capital S. So you can tap on that code snippet when you see it pop up on the list, and then tap return to insert that into your code. Let's make this one a private variable as well. So type private var and go ahead and tap return when you see var pop up on the code snippets. And then let's put a space and let's name this variable game over. Lowercase g, capital O, squish those two words together to write it in camel case. All right, so game over, this variable is going to be holding data to let us know if the game is still active or if our user has lost because they didn't guess the number or they won by guessing our number. So let's put our assignment operator, the equal sign, which means we're assigning the value or setting the value of guess count to what we're going to type on the right side. And because we want to be able to start playing our game, we're going to set the value at the beginning to false. The game is not over at the beginning. It's just starting. So let's set this value to false. When you see that pop up in your code snippets, go ahead and tap return to insert that code. All right, so if the value of game over is false, it means we can keep playing. Once the value changes to true, that means the game's done, either because the user used all their guesses or they got our number. That might seem a little confusing right now, but it should become clearer in our next video. Go ahead and tap return at the end of line 19, and let's tap return again to leave a space again after this variable. Sometimes having these spaces is kind of nice when we're visually scanning through our code. If we're trying to debug a problem that we might be having, it helps us to kind of find those sections more quickly. Okay, our last variable on line 21, let's type a comment. So start with 2 backslashes, and this variable is going to keep track of the number of correct guesses. So it's going to be the total number of correct guesses. So every time that they get our number, they have won a game, right? So that's going to become kind of like their score. Once you've typed that comment, go ahead and tap return at the end of the line. And on line 22, let's declare this variable. Again, we're going to start with @ and state. Go ahead and tap return when you see state popping up. And let's make it a private variable. So private var. You can tap return when you see var on the code snippets. Let's call this score. We want it to be simple and really clear what it's holding. And we're going to assign the value or set the value at the beginning of the game to 0. At the beginning of the game, our user has not guessed our number, so they haven't won any games yet. So their score is 0 at that point. And that's the end of part 3 of our Number Guess app project. In our next video, we'll work on setting up the code for the text field so that our user can enter their guesses.